Let's begin. Hello and welcome. My name is Carl. I am a challenger player that has been playing the game on and on for years on end, who wants to see people get better at the game. And this is a breakdown guide, the introduction to Yorick Jungle for the Weakside William Masterclass, as funded and taught by myself, teaching the basic fundamentals of the game using probably one of the most broken, busted, stupid champions of the game, which is Yorick. By following this guide, you will learn not only how to invade, but you will learn how to invade, you will learn how to gank, you will learn how to farm without having to work hard at all. It is easy to use, it is easy to follow, it is easy to teach, it is easy to replicate, and more importantly than all, it prints ELO. Don't believe me? The proof is in the fucking pudding. Put that shit on screen, Jethro. It prints ELO. It prints ELO. It prints ELO. If you do not question the practice, all it takes is a little bit of effort, a little bit of thought, a little bit of time. It prints ELO. It prints ELO. It prints ELO. So if you're telling me that you cannot be able to climb, you can't be able to win, you can't be able to do anything at all, game's hard, can't win, and constantly losing, teams feeding, you're not learning how to do it enough. And don't worry, because I'ma touch it for you. Let's get it. First things first that are most important to understand, this guide is for free. If you want to have deeper coaching past this, you will need to request a coaching session. I will have an introductory rate. This rate will only last for 2 months. If you wish to contact me for this introductory rate, please consider the links that are in the panels on Twitch, as well as in the description bar below on YouTube, and hit up the Discord, and make sure to contact me through the DMs with your name, your IGN, the time you wish to schedule, and what it is you wish to focus on. Preferably, I would like you to have VODs, because you're not going to learn much from live coaching without understanding what it is you want. The base rate is going to be $20. More time and more focus on an hourly rate equals more time possible. Just realized I didn't call it back. So, all of those things considered and equal. If you like what you see here, if this guide helps you, if you'd like to be able to see more, please drop a link, please drop a like, tell your friends, tell content creators. Take the build, steal the look, become better, become the player gods you were meant to be. Alright, let's talk about let's dispel some myths. First things first, to understand, jungle is not hard. It is not hard, it has never been hard, it will always be something that you can learn how to do while also learning another role. The game requires you to learn all the roles of the game. I do not care if you go into draft pick and you do nothing but spam jungle plus an off role. Technically, you should always be trying to warm up every day, but we're not even gonna take it there. If you want to learn how to do this, jungle top, jungle mid, jungle bottom, jungle support. I do not care what your off role is. Learn the jungle. Preferably, if you want to be a better player, learn the jungle and learn support. Because once you understand what you need from your supports, you're going to begin to realize exactly how gapped your teams are. It is just the truth of the game. People do not want to learn how to learn. They don't want to learn how to play, but they don't want to learn how to learn. And one of the fundamental things you're going to learn about this champion and how you can fight against other champions is that regardless of whatever you do, the most consistent thing you can do is rely on your clear, which is going to be the first thing you're going to learn how to do, which is relying on your clear. Continuing with dispelling of myths. No, you should not care and you should not be coin flipping in any of your matches or in any of your games. As you can notice here on the VOD feedback, while I'm playing different types of champions just to fill, probably either because the champion was banned or because the team required it. you can notice that even without having high kill score lines, I am taking in wins from a combination of CS denial, CS gain, and important tower takes. Because, of course, the part that you're never going to see inside these guides is something that breaks down the after action report. 2 months ago, climbing up with the account from the scouting position, going through bronze, iron, silver, gold, and diamond, which, on the last season, split for that particular coaching session was Platinum 1, Platinum 1. We then saw the changes that were made to the nerfs and the changes that were made to the pings, and how the pings directly affected people's ability to climb. It directly affected the majority of the coaching account's ability to climb, simply because when you go from win-loss opportunity and ratios, where you're taking in wins using these things, where a skilled player is taking in 1103, 759, 606, 321, 003, and they're winning within 15 minutes, regardless of whether they're playing Yorick or Nasus. Great advice for most people who want to still pick that up. It's still viable. You have a deficit loss, where you can try to think of ways to get around the problem of ranged top laners. For me, trying to get around the idea of maybe I should play an R. Not exactly a true fun example. Try to use the Belle de Jour. Try to use jungle plays, support plays. Try to do the popular builds of the time. In my opinion, they don't really work that well. Why don't they work well? Because the problem is consistency. Why is it? Well, this would be I was playing for the lane. In the lane state, Yorick himself does not function very well because simply the state of Juggernauts in top lane make it very hard for Yorick to be able to get into the game, simply because the majority of them are empty statistic traders. They exist to run at you, most often than not. Most players, especially if they're bad junglers, they're not ganking your lane, because they're still playing in Season 13. It is my humble opinion, for the years in which I have played this game, that they are players that are fundamentally fucking up their ability to win the game because they over-incentivize that they have to play for the bottom lanes. This is because of draft mistakes, this is because of people not knowing how to play the game anymore, and they're just simply copying off of other people, or they're following the fucking trends. Regardless of whatever the explanation is, while you can find easy success with Yorick in lane, you can use Ghost, you can use Flash, you can use Teleport Ghost, Teleport Flash, Teleport Ignite. It is the most consistent, in my experience. Watching and experiencing this player, and experience this champion build from the position of the jungle. You're not going to find a more consistent time period, you're not going to find a more consistent win rate. Some people are going to take time to have to learn this, but you don't need to just take my word for it. 585 LP game with a 307 KDA across a 68% win rate. The numbers don't lie. Moving on. Gotta get that out the way because there's a lot of people who like to cope. The most important fundamental thing that you're going to need to learn how to do is you're going to need to learn how to learn this map and read this map. Give me 1 second. I suddenly have the need to pee and I'll be right back. Alright. First things first. Fundamentals. What is the jungle? What is not the jungle? Very straightforward answer. And we're going to work through it. And we're going to explain why. And why it's important. That looks like a weird backlight. That don't look right. What is important? What is the jungle? What is not the jungle? Let's start off with the obvious basics. Assuming that I get to have full screen here. Just draw a line to make sure it's correct. There we pin not on. Epic pin on. Roundabout. Kinda sorta. Kinda maybe sorta. I suppose. Login, please. So, jungle. What is the jungle? What is not the jungle? Very simply, the jungle, as most people should know, should be anything that is not on the area of these yellow lines. This is the jungle. It's very poorly scaled because it's not scaled up properly, so I might have to do it in paint. Feel like I might do. Poop. Poop. You were given a chance, but it's okay. The paint tool is here to save us. It's not gonna look as pretty, but it's okay, chat. We'll get there. Okay, so, jungle. What is the jungle? What is your importance? What is the role? What is the focus? The jungle is everything that is not on the yellow lines. Anything that is inside of the area of these yellow lines is the jungle. This is where you live. This is your job. Everything here that is across this line exists on axed parallel that has been changed over the years. This is the current itinerary of the map, and the reason they have changed this map is because they want you to learn how to be able to play from a position where this is your entire worldview. It's really stupid, it's really dumb, I hate it with a burning passion, but it is what it is. You have to learn to change and alter yourself to the concepts of the game, so you have to learn how to be able to operate on this level. None of these work. That's okay. I can make a crop. Yes, I have, Hugman. Thank you. Should be about 1,000. Yes, sir. And top should be 200. Privy. Alright, so all of this in the yellow line quadrant is the jungle. This is where you live. This is your job as a jungler. I do not care what jungle role you pick. I don't care what playstyle you have. I don't care what streamer told you where. I don't care where the argument came from. I don't care how many years of Challenger they've been. I don't care how many years of Challenger you've been. If you are here watching this guide and you are listening to what is there with a full, with an open mind and an empty cup to learn, then you know that you fundamentally do not understand something about this fucking quadrant of the map. And considering that the jungle is not just the areas inside the red lines of the map, but is the entire map in its totality and how you roam through it, you need to understand it. You do not have a responsibility to these lanes. You do not have a responsibility to the jungler that is on the other team to try and make his job easier for you. You do not have a responsibility to the mid laner who is flaming you as you ask them to please focus on playing the game well and do not coin flip. And you certainly are not married to the bottom quadrant of the map that has players that are choosing a role or choosing a character that makes you believe your job is to save them from their inability to play the game on a fundamental level. Your job is everything inside of here and here. These are quadrants, and they are the lungs of the game. Why are they the lungs of the game? Because anywhere and at any time at all where you're going to be fighting other players, when you're dealing with other players, Players from the mid lane are either going to roam bottom, roam top. Players in the top lane are either going to shove and roam by shoving and then finding a way into the jungle in whatever way possible. If they choose to be sneaky, they're going to do something very simple, and they're going to go across that map, and they're going to use something called the teleport. Doesn't matter if it's normal teleport, doesn't matter if it's channel teleport. They are going to get on that map. They're going to use, that is very big, sir. That is very big, sir. They're very big. That is very big. They're going to use that teleport. And all of a sudden, you're going to think, man, I'm really safe. And all of a sudden, the enemy top laner is going to press that teleport button, and they are going to warp wherever they need to. They might warp to the bottom lane. They might warp to the middle lane. They might teleport somewhere into your jungle. The possibilities are endless. And then, of course, the personal classic favorite. No matter what happens, considering that the change made to this teleport was made to try and counter the fact that players could get an extreme lead in topside, then use a flank ward and fuck them up in the bottom lane. You could have the classic. You could have the ally support enter into the support's lane in bottom, ward throughout the enemy jungle, and then decide to roam somewhere else. Whether it be into your jungle to cover you, or it's in the enemy's jungle to fuck with them, or into the lanes to go fuck with other people. Things that could look like this, things that could look like that, and things that could look like that. Very hard game to understand. But all you need to understand at the end of the day is that your job as the jungler, your only job, is to focus on these camps. There are a bunch of technical terms to describe what these camps are called and what they do, but for sake of brevity, we will not get into the nitty-gritty of terminology. But what you do need to understand is that each of these orange points corresponds to a camp quadrant. The map itself is divided into 4 parts of it. Bottom quadrant, top quadrant, left side, right side. That means, on the side of the map, cross through the line of attrition that is the river, you are going to be dealing with a middle lane, a top lane, and a bottom lane. And from there, you have the diamond. And this diamond tells you how you're going to play your game, no matter what. This is the first fundamental quality you need to understand about League of Legends as a jungler. You must learn how to look at this map and read this map. Now granted, I'm using fancy colors inside of Paint Tool. It's not really that fancy. But the concept of what I just expressed is jungle tracking, jungle timers, opportunity chances. Things that could go well, things that could be bad, and things that could do X amount of shit. All of it comes down to understanding how to move that map, because you're going to be playing Yorick. You don't have leaps. At most, you'll have a teleport. Assuming you want to play a more Scenaris-styled jungle game, where you're focusing more on creating pressure and focus to cover people on the map than you are anything else. Your focus is going to be learning how to navigate these quadrants. By navigating these quadrants, you're going to learn how to be able to outplay your opponent, because you're going to learn how to out-macro him and out-micro him. As Alois, another player, coach in his own variety, great player in his own variety, it is must fundamentals. And to fund your mentals, you need gold, which means you need to learn how to farm. Which means, before you can even begin to talk about trying to play this tactic and style, you're gonna need to learn how to fucking play jungle. Playing jungle is not hard. The first step is already done, should you be looking at this guide, because you are already account level 30. What does that mean, Carl? I'll show you. Inside the game, When you make a game, when you make a league account rather, when you are playing that league account, you might have noticed that you have an account level. That account level corresponds to what you have access to. What does that mean? It means inside your collection, there's a series of spells that you were given. These are summoner spells, the very thing that you require in the game. There's Ghost, there's Heal, there's Barrier, Exhaust, Clarity, Mark, Flash, Teleport, Cleanse, and Ignite. This only exists inside of ARAM. Rest in peace to all the other modes. Meaning, the summoners you are left with is Ghost, Heal, Smite, Barrier, Mark, Flash, Clarity, Exhaust, Teleport, Cleanse, and Ignite. You are not playing for the lane, which means you are not using Ignite, you're not using Cleanse, you're more than likely not going to use Teleport from the jungle, you're not using Exhaust from the jungle unless you're using some unorthodox standards and patterns, specifically so that you can start shutting down some of these carries. You're not using Barrier, you're not using Heal. You're using Ghost, you're using Flash. Maybe if you think you can get away with it because you're going to be taking no movement summoner and having no movement summoner against an immobile person whose entire job is to stay on top of a target and stick to them isn't going to be fun for you. And Smite. Unfortunately, unlike how it used to be before, you will notice it says that Smite is unlocked at Summoner level 3. When you first get your account, when you first start playing, it should be basically unlocked almost immediately. And considering the state of the game itself now and how it works, you will be able to make access to quick play. And by making access to that quick play, you should have the immediate focus to get on top of that. That's what that means. That's all that means. But moving forward, in order for you to learn how to play the game and how to play the champion, you need to learn how to play the jungle. And for this, there's this wonderful, lovely tool that people never fucking use, and it's called the practice tool. To use the practice tool, you go to training, you click on practice tool, and you use it. There was a point in time where it was more or less semi-permanently disabled because there was a bug with it that they had to fix. But even then, if you can't play in the environment to understand how to practice, go to PvP, go into PvP quick play, or into co-op versus AI intro, beginner, or intermediate bots, and practice your clear. Practice your clear. Now me, as you can clearly tell, I'm a basketball American, and here, inside of the kind of games that I've always played, we lab. That's what practice is, labbing. How do I know what's possible? How do I know what's not possible? I know what's possible and what's not possible because I practice. And I don't give myself an excuse, I practice. So practicing we will go. First things first, there are different ways to play Yorick. Some are better than others. In my opinion, for all starters, you should learn how to play Phase Rush. It's very simple to proc, very easy, very straightforward. Hit the enemy with 3 separate attacks or abilities within 4 seconds to gain move speed based on level and 75% slow resistance, increasing to 25 to 50 move speed for melee champions. Nimbus Cloak, Transcendence, Scorch. Nimbus Cloak will give you move speed, which will allow you to get on top of that ass. You will increase move speed based on your summoner spell cooldown. Higher cooldown means more move speed. Transcendence or ability haste, because he's an ability haste champion. Scorch, if you want to do direct damage to targets. You could also get away with Gathering Storm, because you'll be gaining AD or AP active over time. This is if you believe and if you want games to go long. I suggest you don't. Water Walking is good if you wish to have additional attack damage or ability power when moving the river, which can be useful to get on top of people from cutting angles. I take Scorch because it's simple. Cashback, Scaling Champion. Long lanes, long games means more time to scale. And then finally, Approach Velocity. Attack Speed, Adaptive Force, Health. I will go through all the other choices, but I will tell you what I suggest everyone uses for the start. as you load into the game, you're going to want to learn to practice several things. The most important thing you're going to want to learn to practice is you're going to want to learn to practice how to actually focus on what you're doing. The hardest part of the game is honestly, in most cases, the easiest part of the game, and that is shopping. 1 second as I sync the thing. There we go. And where's that pause button?
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
It is not one. Kappa. Unless. Okay. So. Practice tool. What does it do? How does it function? Why should I use it? Practice tool allows you to have the environment upon which to learn things. As you can see here, you have buttons on the side. This allows you to alter and fuck with the state of the game so that you can be able to understand how things work. When you first load into the game, the most important thing for you to know is do not immediately level your spells. I do not care who or what it is that you're doing. Do not immediately level your spells. Do not immediately level your spells. Do not do it. Why can't I do it? Because you need to know what you need to use and you need to know how you're going to start. Yorick has very different starts depending on if he is invading or if he is going to do a safe clear. And on top of the safe clears, there's variations of clears that exist. But for the purposes of this guide, I will not be going over them. Should you wish to look into that, I would suggest looking into Phalaris. He has specialized in guides that teach you the particular ways in open and how to do these clears of the game. This includes things like the grubbed camp clear, the 4 camp, 3 camp, quadrant steel clear, invades, and more. Probably one of the better players of the game and one of the better intellectual players of the game. Information is readily available and it's free. Moving on from that, let's unpause. It allows me to unpause. There we go. So, you load into the game. The wall's going down. First thing you need to understand, you are a jungler, your first item buys are directly into your jungle pet and a potion. When you run out, your focus is to get somewhere on this map to find a ward for these jungle doors. It doesn't matter if it's them going over, it doesn't matter if them's going to your side. You want to ping, 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 ping your team to move. You need to ping them to move because they need to know what you need. First ward position, here. Let's see here. Cooldown, cooldown, cooldown. Cooldown, cooldown, cooldown. Cooldown, 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 cooldown. You want to have that ward ready so that you can be able to consider doing one of two things. In this case, I will show you a buff start clear. Set the game. Turn that off.
I am the rift between life and death.
Resetting from the natural position, we are going to start with the more common clear that people will probably think. Now, a lot of people might think, Carl, I need to have a leash. I'm scared. I have no idea where to go and what to do. And everything that I'm doing, I'm unsure about. I am a babe unto the wilds. You need to show me what to do. Don't you worry, I'm going to show you what to do. When you are playing Yorick, the reason why you need to get these wards out for these defense of the jungle positions is specifically, you're going to be worrying about this position. Teleport, teleport, teleport. Teleport.
Hallowed or profane.
This word.
No.
Shift S. This word. Or this word. And the reason why is because you need to see if they are entering into your jungle. This is what we call playing from neutral. Because I'm not invading into the enemy's quadrant. This is my side. This is their side. I can track when our things spawn based on what is seen. But now we deal with the clear. What should your clear look like? Starting from the bottom, leashless, it looks like this. you're going to put 1 point into E, and you're going to auto, 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 until your spell comes off cooldown. Because this is for speed.
I'm not damned. I will end you.
There's a thing to be noted about Yorick, is that Yorick is a minion mancer. That was a fuck up. And as a minion mancer, all of his focus and all of his goals go into how you're going to maximize your ability to clear. It's actually good that I made that mistake there, because now you're going to see exactly what this looks like when you have to struggle with this. So we're going to pretend that this is just like it was a normal game of me learning from myself as I'm being coached and being observed. Do not focus on trying to kill everything acrimoniously. You want to focus on trying to do as much to kill as much at the same time. Because time is money. It is very easy to do a very simple clear with this champion. And the reason that's why that is, to become clear, as I get crossed to the blue take.
Rest in your scatter their remains.
Now, here's the fun part of Yorick. I now get to walk away, and these ghouls are going to do that job. And now I get to come over here. Granted, I'm level 3 and not level 4, because I would be level 4 after doing all 6 camps. And I can now pressure this crab. This is what we call a neutral clear. A 6th camp clear from the bottom quadrant through the map and across to the top quadrant. Because I am the type of player that plays a champion that allows me to automate my jungle, guess what that means I get to do? It means I get to invade. I get to walk into the enemy's quadrant. I get to farm the enemy's camp. And the best part is, I don't even have to stop what I'm doing.
What a beautiful dream.
This, right here, is what's going to win you your games. One of the few things that most characters do not have in this game is the ability to clear camp while not physically being there. Some do. Some don't. But by doing this, I have taken 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 camps on the map, and have enough gold for the first item back that I'd want to buy, which would probably be Ruby Crystal plus boots, longsword. Preferably, I'd like to get Phage plus boots and a longsword, which is closer to 18 to 1700. But ain't even gotta worry about all that. Let's run it back again. Let's do it from the top side this time. Let's fast forward a bit.
Minions have spawned.
Wait for minions to spawn. Now, from this side, doing the same thing down, we actually have an advantage in that starting queue on this wolf camp. Why? I will show you. You're going to start on the camp. Again, you're focusing on trying to kill everything. At the same time, you're not trying to automate it. I don't have a fucking item. Kappa Easy mistake to make.
Minions have spawned.
Try with blue. when doing these wolves, make sure to try and auto them 3 times, or simply just allow the timer on the pet burn do DPS.
Your tomb awaits.
And then leave these camps to clear. This is not a really great version of it. Put just enough point and power into them. Because you're checking, I'm technically behind from how I chose to start that. You're gonna cross the map and keep notice, they're still killing camp. Pull the camp away from the wall in case that something were to happen. Like the Blitzclink supposedly having a ward there. Let the minions do the job. Throw this over the wall to make them aggro that camp. Smite that for time. And I can leave them to go do this. I can immediately crop directly into the river if I wanted to. But I like the small gold. And now that way, we're level 4 properly. You can do that even faster. And then, from here, top down, all camps recycle, all camps are down, immediately go out.
The hole I dig, it is for you.
The enemy fucking bot is a genius because I would have never expected there to be a pink ward there. And you cross over to the crab. Wall the crab. Try to path this downwards since we see an overextended enemy. And in the immortal worlds of Deadpool, Uzi time, baby. You fight the enemy and try and keep yourself ahead of them. And that's a gank. Now, of course, one of the problems here, and we'll talk about it once we finish talking about the clear, is that once these ghouls touch the wave and strike a minion, you cannot get them out of the wave. There is a mechanic that requires you to have ghouls, that once the ghouls are summoned, you can spawn them, and they can then be risen along with the recast of your last rites. Now, let's walk it back, and let's talk about much more simpler clear, while thinking about what I just did. If I can type. Everything that I just demonstrated, everything that I just did, all of that is the basics of how the game is fundamentally played from the jungle. I didn't do anything necessarily special. There's a couple of tricks that you're gonna have to learn as you're doing it, but everything I just did, you can literally do from level 1 in any game. It does not matter. It does not matter. It does not matter. So now, let's talk about what it is I did and how I did it. When playing as Yorick, you need to keep in mind that you are not bound to the same rules of other champions. For one, you will raise a grave every 12 enemies that die near you, going up from an amount from 12 to 2. And champions and large monsters will always leave a grave if they die. The monsters can be reawakened, and you and your Mistwalkers share the stats of your items. They gain health, and they gain physical damage. They take 50% less damage from spells and effects, and 50% more damage from AoE. Because of this, your entire kit is based around scaling, which is why you'll want to ward your opening spot. By seeing this ward position here, you're able to cover one of the 2 openings into your bottom quadrant or top quadrant. The same ward position is mirrored on each side, because if they get into your jungle, you are fucked. It does not matter how you argue it. If they get into your jungle, you are fucked. You will not be happy. It is a sad time. It is a horrible experience. It will be demonstrably ruined, and your day will be shit. So, let's start from the bottom side with the Raptor start. Because Last Rites works the way that it does, you're going to have an auto attack reset when you use this on the camp. So, when you start the camp, you're going to auto Q. By auto killing, you see that the enemies in the camp are burning over time. That is because the small little pet is doing damage. And keep focusing that damage into the camp until it starts getting low enough that you can now change your focus onto the minions. Then you're going to put all your focus into killing with your ghouls, and then you're going to send your ghouls to jump. But because there are smaller camps that drop with this, even if all you're doing is just clearing like this, I could have walked away once I threw the camp over the wall. And walk like this, throw that here, and keep moving. I could have been crossing the map at 230 across this line here from my jungle to immediately access my top quadrant, but I chose not to because I wanted to optimize getting as much gold as possible. In terms of speed and efficiency, you don't want to have to do that. You'd probably actually prefer doing it faster by leaving them to clear it.
These souls to their end, wherever it may be.
Notice how I pulled them to that camp to let them start it, and then I smite it, and then walk away, and now I'm out here on the crab at exactly 330. Power of Yorick jungle. And as I'm beating on this, you notice that the pet camp burn is actually being applied at all times, because the pet camp will hit along with whatever you're hitting. Then, as they finish that camp, I can walk over with my ghouls, and same shit I just did there. Farm my jungle safely, cross over into the top quadrant, and if I wanted to, assuming that this jungler that I'd be facing was completely brain dead, I could be invading his shit.
What hurts worse than this limbo?
In fact, I'll let those ghouls do their job there on the red, and I'm gonna go push in this mid wave. Why? Because technically, I don't have a mid laner. They've disappeared. They're not there. And because there's another wave coming in, that's extra experience and gold that I could be taking. So I'm gonna take it. And they're still fighting it while I'm doing this. Pick up a free red. Counter jungle the enemy. Even if those ghouls die to the wave, guess what? I have the ability to cross back over because I have ghouls from the wave that I got with using the last hits on last rights. I'm gonna chuck them over at my raptor camp. Do a little bit of hit.
This journey is long.
Try to get as much of the small experience as possible because the ghouls will stop targeting on the smaller minions. Then I'm gonna walk over here. Throw them at this. Smite it down so there's less health to go. They're gonna keep aggroing onto that. Oh, looky-loo. Oh, boy. Oh, that's so horrible for you, Blitzcrank bot. I can't believe that you're here. What made you think that you'd be allowed to do this? Stay with him. Ward the brush to stop them from being able to get away from you. And just like that, again, a clear. A wonderful, beautiful, perfect clear. Nothing difficult, nothing hard, nothing off. Completely repeatable. Let's break it down again. Last rights. Auto attack reset. Restores HP when you hit. Allows you to get extra damage out with additional DPS. This allows you to leave a grave so that you can raise your Shepherd of Souls with Mistwalkers. That will then get percentage of your damage. And then Warning Mist, the magic attack. Unlike most champions, Yorick is both magic and physical in the same kit. He glows a globule of black mist that deals current HP, and it will slow the target by 2 seconds while also then giving him the ability to gain move speed towards the mark. This is why you take Corrosive Velocity. You're getting extra move speed from the effect of multiple things. Marked enemies will continually awaken the graves that are nearby, and Dark Possession acts as a way for you to be able to give yourself the chance to stay on top of them and stick on top of them.
Look what you've become.
I've become what I must be.
Forward in
Minions
time a bit.
have spawned.
End is nigh.
Now, let's try one of the more conservative players. Namely, the Wolf Start. As this gets down to certain HP level, you're going to make sure to keep hitting the large camp while saving your Q for the little.
Allies from the
You're going to make sure to do as much damage as you can. Unfortunately, that rule does not go up because that was inefficient. Because I didn't drag it to the brush like I should have. But this goes to show you a lesson and why you need to make sure you do it right. Now you're going to do the same thing here again on this camp. You try to get rules up. And because he doesn't have that extra DPS, they actually do not finish that. So actually tanking that with the auto attack is actually extremely very important.
I do not live in hope. I work to return it.
No, this would not be the end of the world. You can easily recover from this because you can just simply go here to the crab and pick the experience from this. But I would be very, 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 very unhappy that I fucked up that clear, because that means that's a camp that person now has the ability on the enemy team to be able to take away from me, since I've been using my smites on my camps rather than using them as a way to secure the crabs. Still come out level 4. Let's try it again without the mistake, shall we?
Material items for the material world.
Fast forward. Fast forward.
Minions have
We're going to let it time down this time. We're going to try to do it right.
I cling to life by the thinnest thread.
Auto Q directly into the top. Try to drag them around so that you can give yourself a better opportunity to hit the smaller wolves. That's horrible, because that was supposed to be for the smaller one. So we're going to use my health pool as a way to keep them alive. And then immediately walk down. This way we're crossing at 225-ish. And hopefully those 3 should be able to solo it, which I think is the absolute minimum amount you want, but preferably you'd like to have multiples at all times. Throw the dust into the camp. Try to auto the smalls 3 times before queuing them. This you fill the grave.
To death.
And look at that. With 3, It's able to get done. See the camp. Walk it over. Tank the aggro for it.
You are beyond.
For the aggro swap. Unfortunately, he did not kill it. Tossed them over. Extra point to E.
Everyone I knew is dead. How are things going?
Finish out the jungle again. Walk out to the crab. Sometimes, depending on where you start, if you can be able to spot out the jungler, this will be safer and easier for you to secure your crab. But this is all we really care about. Roll 4 again. I'm actually very annoyed that I'm not getting that particular clear right, but it's okay. All learning experience. So, what does this kind of start, and what does this kind of regimen that you probably don't give to yourselves do? I don't need to learn how to do this, Carl. I just need to learn how to gap my enemy. Well, you can't gap your enemy if you don't actually learn how to properly be able to do the camps. You learn how to cycle, and you need to work on these small little mistakes, because these small little mistakes add up. A bad early clear that you don't keep consistent is going to make you suffer. Might seem like it's dumb, it might seem like it's boring, it might seem like it's ineffective, but the fact of the matter is that it's good and it's good for you. So you should worry about it. That's horrible. Excuse me.
Tired, ancient, and half dead. Still, I come for you.
Minions have spawned.
They really need a faster fast forward button. But keep demonstrating this because I want to make sure you see this from both sides. The bottom side is a little more consistent because there's more goals that can be pulled off of the Raptor camp, but this is consistency across the map regardless. It works in both capacities no matter what you do. I'm just really choking during the live VOD, but that's okay. Gameplay skill and strategy is all about making those mistakes and affording yourself the time to learn. So this way, first you summon them before you throw the dust so that you can drag them. Fortunately, this does not pull out well. And this time we're going to do a little bit of auto attacking before we walk across, throw an extra dust. And that should kill by itself. Yes, it does. If you were to hit the fourth ghoul and automate it a little bit, you'd have extra time, but, you know, the importance is that the camp dies. The importance is that the camp dies. Early game, you're going to put points into your E because it's going to make killing camps more consistent. This way, to be more considerate, and this way, walk directly into the river, and as you can see, level 4, consistent, done around 3:30, meaning you can come on time to come sneak this and attack this. Go ahead and just body block him and get a whole ass gangbang, and then for fun, beat the shit out of Blizz Crankbot, just to demonstrate further.
This mist has become skin.
In comes that buff of the phase rush, giving you the ability to get on top of him.
Your remains will serve a purpose.
Assume that the successful gank should have the wave, level 5 on that kill, and then reset again. These here are the most simple, most consistent means from neutral, meaning without needing to fight, that you will have to successfully be able to fight your opponents and give yourself an early game lead. Because no matter how you choose to fight them in this capacity, everything you can do is straightforward and consistent. Kill the camps, find a play. If there is no play to take, killing somebody else, run them down, fight to live, take as much as you can, leave nothing for them to offer, etc., 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 etc. It's not difficult, it's not hard, it's not frustrating, it's very straightforward. Now, let's talk the reasons why this is important while we talk about an alternative type of clear, which is the invade. Because the most consistent thing about your jungle is his ability to do his job, you want to focus and think about how you're going to be buying and how you're going to be moving across the map when you're fighting. For me, personally, I am a student of Nine Tail, so Black Cleaver, Stride Breaker, the Oddish Torment. You will want these, always, no matter what. No matter what. I don't care who it is, I don't care what it is, no matter what. You want it, you want to have it. Period. More cost efficient your items, the more effective you're going to be fighting the map.
Is a circle. My work.
With this one, we're going to demonstrate how to do the invade from the top side clear downwards. Immediately place the ward. Assume that your team is covering the map movement in positions here and here. You're going to move to the wolf camp. You're going to skill your last rights. And the same clear that we were able to do there, we're going to do again. Because it all starts with the clear. Because the faster that you do this, the better you become as a player for this. Let's assume that for this invasion, the enemy is starting in the same quadrant I am. They're starting in their top quadrant, I'm starting in my top quadrant. My goal is to track them from these three camps and fight them at the blue.
What I do is just
Auto Q.
pretty horrid.
Keep autoing. Realistically, you don't actually have to move around all that much. As soon as Q is up, auto Q again. In this cycle, change to this wolf. Change back.
Scatter their remains.
Walk into the brush. E on top. And you're just going to hold the aggro, which I did not do correctly because somehow it changed the aggro.
Death is not always
Drag it over like this. Did not want the aggro to drop just in case.
one day I will not.
We're going to walk down. Assuming in the match to the clear, they'll be working on their camp here, walking into the wolves.
Die to rise again.
Try to get my camp cycled. Immediately toss them over. And I walk over to their blue. 310 means that they'd be completing either this or this. Because most junglers do not have the ability to finish a 5-camp clear, we would walk in. I know they would be here. They'd either be hitting this camp or something here. They'd run this. If they smited this, it's fine, because that then gives me the ability to play on this. Notice that while I'm doing this, my minions are still fighting the camp. That's simple invade with how that'd work on that side. Even if nothing was to get here, we'd confirm where they were. The bottom lane might collapse on me. I just simply come out, I walk away. If I had 4 ghouls on that, it would have killed that properly. Did just a little bit of damage. Etc, 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 etc. So, having explained all that, let's demonstrate what that looks like in practice when you're fighting against actual players. And the reasons why. And to do that, we're going to need to look at my builds. This is where matching and mashing out games becomes very, very important, because understanding how to read what you're using and how you're playing leads to you becoming a better player, to know how to win against them. Now, of course, quick play, being in the environment in which you're going to try to blind these builds to see if they work, is how you learn to know if you're good at what you're doing. So what you're about to see here is a masterclass of gapping that ass. I am not special, but what I did to these people was special. Let's dive right in. In this matchup, we are playing Jungle Yorick into Shaco versus LeBlanc, Tristana Jhin, with a extreme focus from the Thresh. As you see here, my first pings out on the map are to tell them, I need you to put your eyes in here. Based on this information, I then immediately start running out. I ask them, this is what I need you to ward, because Shaco immediately puts a box out to try and block entry into his bottom side. I keep telling them, confirm the vision, confirm the vision. Here's the first mistakes I can already see, looking over the VOD. I'm telling them that they need to get vision, but they're not moving. They have full ward coverage. The bottom lane has now positioned themselves in a position where this matchup, for this team, for Ashe Veigar, are now going to get shit on in the bottom lane. Because they're not using attention or vision. Because they didn't listen, I have to assume that LeBlanc is standing at her tower or standing in this blue. But fortunately, the Bubsky actually walked over and put down a ward. That's not my ward. No, that's my ward. So, knowing what I have, I know that as the jungler, the only place that the Shaco could be is either invading my bottom side or starting his bottom side. So, it's top quadrant clear versus bottom quadrant clear. My goal is to go into the jungle and leave outwards like a boomerang. I want to farm his camps, and then I want to go into my jungle and farm my camps, and then go to the other third quadrant that is now available to take my camps. But that's probably not what happened in this game. Let's see what I do. I'm being pinged by Shaco. Shaco's retarded. I need all of them. Immediately on the clear. Smash, 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 smash. They already die bottom. Immediately pull over. Smite the blue. Immediately out. Notice how he did all of that on that quadrant. And I immediately came here to put my foot on her face. Shaco shows up. I have no interest. I don't care. Notice how he follows me into my camp. Notice how he takes my top quadrant. Where's my mid laner? Oh, she somehow got pushed back to her camp despite the fact she shouldn't be getting pushed here. Here's me saying, come here, come here, come here, come here. Shaco comes up from one side. He also has ward on it. Once again, pinging, smites my camp, walks away. Where's my mid laner? Where's my mid laner? Where's my mid laner? This is gonna happen in all of your games, but it's fine. It's completely fine. Even if he takes this, I still have camps that I have to take in my bottom quadrant. He can't go anywhere else but this. He got one camp here, one camp here, two camp here, three camp here. He then stole these two from me, and then I still have this to collect. So even though it's now 20 to 18, where he has 33 charges left and I have 35, I still have an additional 1, 2, 3, 4 charges of Gust Walker's Hatchling to go for treats. Because treats affect the value that every 60 seconds you gain a bonus treat. If it's fully transformed, every 90 I gain a bonus. When I kill a monster, I feed the companion a treat and I get 20 gold. That stacks them up towards their benefit for being fully grown. Basically, it means move speed when you use the blue Pokemon. Even though I just got griefed by my mid laner, ignore it, push through, thug it out, farm, 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 farm. Because I took the Shaco's bottom top quadrant, I know that his top quadrant is now up, and I need to rush to clear mine. Get things down. Immediately get a recall. Buy my items. Run to my top quadrant.
Blue team double kill.
Get attacked because my Shaco's not playing the game and is getting gapped to his tower. He's still sitting there in the lane as that happens. But eventually the mid laner brings it back, though she gets killed on the shutdown. The Shaco's still in the top side quadrant, acting as though he doesn't understand how to play the game. Finally, he gets to the tower. He's still getting gapped out because he decided to play like a retard. I now have the ability to make use of this as bait, because he gets killed, but I get the grubs. And then immediately back into my top side. So even though he played like an absolute idiot, both the top laner and the mid laner, I still get advantage. Because I'm still actually in tempo speed ahead of the Shaco. Because the Shaco has to play reactively to what I'm doing. Now, if he had not gotten 2 free camps off me, had I had a player decide to use their brain, it would be much better than this. I would be 21 ahead of him instead of the 22, because I'd have 19 more on him, but I still have more to collect, and I scale, whereas he will fall off into the mid game. Because I know he's in the bottom quadrant, I just have to accept the fact that I have to take an invade here. So I immediately come to his camps, I check both, I take both. Fun fact about Yorick Ultimate. When I bring out the Mistwalker, she summons minions alongside her. These minions are going to be independent of the other ones that are fighting in the jungle. This is when you start playing with real firepower. Because my Yorick is able to have minions on this and minions on this, I can take camps faster. What is Shaco doing right now? 18 to 19. He's not farming his top side. My bottom quadrant's coming up, and more than likely it's going to get farmed. I do believe he does take them here, because my bottom lane doesn't fucking ward. But I'm in his top quadrant. I'm taking his camps on cooldown. I'm coming over here. I'm practicing the wave of his LeBlanc. He goes to dragon. I start pounding on tower. I make the LeBlanc's life a nightmare. I shut her out the game. Make them lose first tower. While he's correctly responding by invading my jungle, it doesn't matter. I have a snowball now. Because now, since my top laner has decided to pretend that the most important job for him to do was to sit underneath his tower and never play, remove the tower. This is the second piece of advice that I can give you. First, learn your clear. Second, if somebody is refusing to do basic things, remove the problem for them. Oh no, I can't go to the fight. My wave's there. Okay, maybe we'll go ahead and kick that way real quick. I can't be able to roam. I need pressure. I'm going to gank your lane on cooldown. If you cannot be able to win this game with this assistance and pressure, you're a bad player and you need to fucking learn how to play the game. Very simple, straightforward. Don't give them excuse answers. I do not care if somebody says this is toxic. I do not care what they claim this is about. It is about the fact that they need to win the game. They need to play the game. They cannot play the game and pick what they've gotten here, teleport, ignite Shaco, and say, bro, my game's hard. You went into the match with this. You should know how to play your situation. Despite the fact that is 19.6 to 11.8k. Majority of that gold is on the bottom laner. And because they have this 1,000 gold shutdown, the game's not over. It doesn't matter if they have a dragon. What we actually have on them is pressure, because we have the power to split push, because Yorick is a split pusher. Back to my focus. I tell them again, ward, 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 ward. Sitting under that tower, getting tower dove. Why did she get tower dove? Because she didn't fucking ward. They're too busy sitting underneath the tower line. So, take what I can get. Because he's camping bottom lane, that means I have to do top side. And middle, technically. But hey, you know, you don't care about none of that shit. I want your camps. Even though he smites the blue, I get to take the rest of his camps again. Even if, and even with trying to counter jungle me to stay ahead, he is still significantly behind. And worse, I have more CS than him. I not only took lane gold, but my items are going to be more efficient and better, because I don't ever have to stop farming. All I have to do is react to what he chooses to do. If he chooses to do something like go for a initiate play into the jungle, I know that I can take advantage on him. Because he's looking for ganks, I'm looking for farm. Notice how I'm making him play a back and forth game. He wants to go for this dragon. I'm not letting him. Why? Because I have a completed item and a component, and he only has components. Into your jungle, take your shit. My mid laner gets on top of you. I'll be dead ass. Bottom lane hasn't moved at all yet. That 13-0 gen should be walking the map and applying pressure, but he's not. Why? He cares more about shit that doesn't matter, crushing the already out of the game bottom lane, than dealing with the people who are carrying the game and taking more shutdowns from the middle and jungle. The Shaco himself, ally Shaco, completely fucking useless. But it is what it is. Continue farming. Continue taking all of his gold. They have it to protect the team fight. Ping, 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 ping. Where's my mid laner? Allowing the person to get out and escape by using everything, but it's okay. She was not able to assist and arrive in the fight, keeping her under pressure and not allowing her to go anywhere. Jhin continues to gap my bottom lane because they continue to not ward or group on time into my jungle. Now I start focusing on dealing with the problem of the split pusher. Apply pressure, make players go where they need to be. Back into the jungle, healing up. Jungle items are now completed, but 119 to 187. The Shaco is getting gapped. Now, my focus becomes, what do I need to do to win? I'm putting my eyes on this gen. Yes, sir!
Blue team double kill.
Money in the bank. Pimpin' ain't easy. Immediately into the position of finding the place. In her ass. Try to fight him. Try to get him to put his focus on something that is not me. Take that shutdown off of the gen. Cash that in. Immediately get my item core online. Now my focus is, I need objectives. Because the enemy is currently competing against us in 2 dragons. Get my camps down so Shaco can't come from behind us. And get the clear. Spot out all that vision. Pick out the support. Get on his ass. Beat his ass down. Take his towers. Kill their mid laner. Get a 700 gold injection. Tell them, what are you doing? Please do the goddamn dragon. They don't listen to me. Pull it out. Have to prepare for getting fucked with Shaco. Outplay the Shaco. Carry the game on my own. It's no big deal. But now, because I've done all that assistance and extra effort and work to get that Shaco back into the game, the Shaco is now actually covering me with his teleport. He's going to make sure that nobody comes near me for this. I get it done. I tell them, I need vision for my Baron, please. Another thing. Yorick is probably one of the best. No, I'm not playing fucking Dustborn. That's horrible. Is one of the best Baron takers in the game. It does not matter if he has 2 item core, 3 item core, 4, 5 item core. If there is a Yorick in your game, and he has access to a pool of 4 ghouls, plus the ability to summon 4 more, plus Maiden to kill the objective, you better put a fucking ward on this camp, because I will sneak this shit, and you will never realize I'm doing it. Because I'm jungle Yorick, not lane Yorick. You don't know whether or not I'm soloing it or not. And if you can't find out, you're gonna be fucking sad. Let's continue. Into the jungle, clear my camps, get my heal. Put my shit all over their face. Drop the proxy. Buy my items for split push. And now, we're about to witness what happens with what I like to call Yorick from ahead. Slow it down. On this push, these ghouls and Maiden are shoving in such a way to create continuous pressure that allows me the ability to get the pressure for this objective. Now, unfortunately, my team decided to go get themselves murdered and killed, so now I have to go and shove again to create pressure again. Fortunately, the Shaco is doing annoying things in the bottom quadrant, which gives me the ability to get the ghouls that I need to pull them onto the camp and get them to go do what I require them to do, which is to get them into this lane and create a push focus to give the enemy a choice. Figure out what I'm doing at Baron, or defend your base. Because these ghouls will shove in, and this wave will shove in, and they have to now defend this and return to a position where they can actually be able to fight. Easily done. And they're still under pressure because of all the pressure being applied by the mid laner. And ironically enough, the Shaco. Simple gapping. Simple gapping. Not a single thing I did here was big brained, difficult and hard. This is just basic macro and micro. But I can hear you already, chat. I can hear you already. Carl, you're smurfing on them. Okay, let's go play another game. Let's look another one. The answer can't always be I'm smurfing. The answer can't always be I'm smurfing. Yorick versus Jack in jungle. Let's see what I do different here. What I do differently here. Starting from equal. Fast forward. Ping, ping, ping. I need vision. Notice how the enemy Scion immediately into my top quadrant. Immediately into my top quadrant.
First blood.
Because they're too busy doing the invade, the Scion is about to do Scion things and invade and get a free start. And because I know that he started in his bottom quadrant, I'm now going to instead path to my top side to fuck that Quinn up. Give my Tamp the time to start. We're both crossing over at a median time. Already ahead of him. Camp done. Out of my jungle. And I'm in your shit. And I'm in your shit. He comes through the lane for reasons. He dies because the fucking top laner doesn't respect. I'm across the map. I'm in your shit. 2 ganks. 440. All I did was go behind them and beat that ass. And I am out-rotating him because I cleared faster than him through the jungle. Zac might have a powerful and fast clear, but he ain't clearing fast enough. He knows he loses the double scuttle, so he essentially and effectively gives. 1793 versus 274 gold. I'm Bill Gates, baby! I'm Bill Gates! And all I did was farm faster than him. Put myself in a safe position. There's no other play to be done. He puts a ward over the wall to the dragon. I move through my shit. I'm back on the map. I'm summoning my shit. I'm back on the Scion's ass. Getting fed through middle lane, but she's losing because she's too busy trying to fight him instead of clearing to the top quadrant of the map. Take the objective. He chooses to go to his red. I'm back in this shit. Shoving this lane up so that he can be able to safely back. I tell his bitch ass, take your ass back to the base. Taking my top side. Put myself in a position to continue shitting on the top laner. They do the dragon. I've already done the grubs. This is an equal take. 14.7 to 14.1. We are up 6k, despite the fact that my team is fucking sending it. And I have a shutdown. Haven't bought, by the way. 21 to 21, by the way. Now he's in my jungle. Why is he in my jungle? Why is my bottom lane not realizing that he's in my jungle with the knowledge of knowing he has no vision here? Do we not have vision on my support? Apparently not. Immediately go back, spend all my money, continue being Bill Gates, tell a mid laner who's definitely getting gapped and will be losing first blood tower, take your ass back to the base and learn how to fucking clear. Gap and beat the shit out of the Zac, get more kills off him. Continue putting pressure and focus onto the middle lane. Try to get some more money from this. Unfortunately, I have a backline. I have a mid laner that doesn't understand how to play the game. Because she's literally fucking outclassed by the mid laner. Gap the top laner again. Zac's back into the jungle again. Losing our towers. Doing everything I can to get on top of them. Gaparoo, Gaparoo. Can't go for any plays because my team is too busy trying to do dumb backing plays without having the focus of knowing who needs to rotate. Because what should have happened is that after these towers fell and that Jhin was no longer under pressure having to defend the bottom lane tower, he should have rotated to middle so he could be able to use his ranged advantage to fight, because Scion is getting on top of the Nefiri and killing her because she doesn't have the ability to clear back against him, because instead of building her wave clear first and taking Ravenous Hydra to win against him in the lane, she chose to build Eclipse first and was trying to roam instead of doing her fucking job. But notice, 920, 29.9 versus 28.9, because all the gold right now particularly is on myself and the mid laner with a shutdown, and an equal amount from the top laner as well. The only person who compares in gold value to me right now is the mid laner. He is 7,780 gold. I am 7625 with more camps to farm in my jungle. There is no world where we should not be dicking your butts. But it's because the supports are not very good. Because they don't understand how to play the game. But that's fine. Moving on. Get my shutdown taken by the support, which doesn't matter. Tell them to go for a play. I'm telling them, hey Jen, you have an R button. Hey buddy boy, get an R button. Maybe use it. Back on the map. Somehow again, she's still getting gapped. It's been all this time. Jen finally walks over. He finally uses his R button, but he uses it at the wrong time. Gets picked by the Quinn. Quinn desperately trying to do everything she can to try and follow me around the fucking map and getting outright fucking outclassed every single time. Get in that ass, get in that ass, get in that ass, get in that ass, get in that ass. Triple kill. Release the ghouls. Take the objective. Get free money. Continue becoming Bill Gates. Take everything that's not tied down. Make them desperately try to follow me around the map. Make my pressure known. They make a horrible mistake and choose to try and put their focus into the bottom quadrant. 38.5 to 38.6. We are dead even in gold, despite the fact that we have more kills. Kills do not matter. Pressure and objectives and tower gold swings do. So, it's okay. My top laner doesn't want to be a top laner. I'll be the top laner. I like money. I like free 700 gold. I like making motherfuckers back to fight me. Get my items online. Come in the fight. Continue being Bill Gates across the map. These guys are having a difficult time doing this thing called mapping. So it's okay. I'm just gonna make sure to remove the problem. Don't worry, I'm gonna do everything. I'm gonna do everything, sweetie. Power of Yorick jungle right now, by the way. My team's not doing their jobs. We need to defend, we need to shove, we need to push. I'm defending, I'm shoving, I'm farming, I'm roaming, I'm ganking. And I'm doing it without ever breaking a sweat. That was very nice, Quinn. That was very cool, Quinn. I'm just gonna go ahead and run away from you now. Bye. Into my top side. Bye. Still power farming. Release the maiden to the wave. Force them to hold this attention. Give ourselves some alleviating pressure. Get them to use their summoners. Kill their split push in the form of the Scion. Back on the map, shoving.
Ah, yes. I remember you.
Try to do what I can. See that his camps are up again. Don't mind if I do. See that the Scion was trying to do Scion things. Don't mind if I just block that escape. Don't mind if I just beat that ass. Don't mind if I just walk away. Don't mind if I just walk back to fucking backline, who's been farming and killing my team this entire game and not struggle. Don't mind if I continue being 11, like 1 in 10, with 15k gold. Don't mind if I do. Make your life very, very painful. Get the split push going. Finish my 3-item core. Cleaver. Stride Breaker. Yorick's Torment. And then for fun, because they had an APC pusher, we're going to go ahead and just slap in a little bit of that Radiant Virtue. For the Auto Radiance online. I'm just going to go ahead and casually solo Baron. Let's play that back. Let's play that back. I'm feeling myself. Yes, sir. With the power of the items I have, I can solo Baron by myself. Why is this unwarded? Why am I not being spotted? Why is she all the way down here trying to push this bottom lane instead of looking for that shit? Now y'all lost Baron. That's crazy. That's crazy. Doing my job? Oh, look at that. I found me a Quinn. Oh, look at that. Quinn can't get away. Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy. Why are you pushing like that, knowing that I just took Baron? You should have reacted. Back through your shit again. Pushing through your shit again. On your towers again. In your lines again. In your base again. In your waves again. In your shit again. Back to your jungle again. Pushing up all the lanes. Only y'all motherfuckers around the map. I take you all around the world. I take you all around the world. You finna fight on my terms, and you ain't run away, girl. Pushing through. Still taking your shit. I'm not even gonna be there to like end the game on you right now. I'm too busy farming, bro. 59.9. Now 60.3k versus 72.2k. The gold delta is over 12,000. 12,000 gold. They got 3 dragons. We only got 1 dragon and a baron. We've been taking towers like a motherfucker. But they ain't getting no goddamn shutdown gold to bring them back in the game. Let's look at the fucking ratio. Who's got money spent and ready to buy? Oh man, look at that. Look at that. The bottom lane's gone unspent. They're holding over 1.7k. Middle lane's holding 1,000. Jungler's holding 600. Top lane's holding 700. And the support's gold doesn't necessarily matter in terms of what they have, but in terms of the value of what they've spent, supports are equal. Our backline is actually under-leveled and under-farmed compared to the APC of the enemy team. We're not even going to talk about the number when it comes to the mid laner, because the mid laner started carrying through killing people rather than actually shoving and farming her lane, because he was no longer allowed to take free of gold absorption and free money from the map by taking free towers. But for sake of consideration and argument, he's now 2k behind her, where she was permanently 2k behind him. And then Bill Gates, 16,111, Bill Gates. That's 16 plus 11. 16 plus 11 is 27. Or is it 28? No, 27. 27. I'm over half the kills of my team. And then devastation strikes. Still farming. They have to fight us for dragons and control, but they can't leave their base now because they're triple gated. Go back, buy my shit, get my items online, get the movement speed that I need to do my job, be prepared and positioned to put them, like to put those guys on it. They solo dragons, by the way. Back through, back pushing up, resume adding pressure. They win a team fight. I come in from the back to clean up. In the game. Rage quitters, baby. But Carl, that also looked like you were smurfing on him. No worries, no worries. I got more. I pumped him out. But these are quick play, Carl. I know they are. Still making my point across. I just, gotta make sure we understand exactly how easy this shit is. Here's one that's not so much a stomp. Or rather, less of a stomp. Ooh. Ping, ping, ping. Try to get my vision out.
Welcome to Summoner's
Ping,
Rift.
ping, ping.
30 seconds.
Enemy takes a more defensive stance here. This is actually ingenious from them. We have Jin Hui, Teemo Yorick, and Garen. We don't actually have an ability to fight back against their snare. If we get hit by Zyra with an E, we're fucked. We get ran down by Samuel Clemens playing as Garen, we're fucked. This ADC backline does not really work all that well for me and doesn't look interesting to me, but they picked it. But yet, what have they failed to do? They failed to cover the jungle doors. So even if my team does not do all of the things that I want them to do, they at least did the very bare minimum, and they are looking at what needs to be covered. I have no idea whether or not they are going to go for an invade or not, but it seems that they wanted to go for a clear, because I'm facing a Garen jungler. He is not going to have a fun time, because where am I? His camps. Already faster than him. Already done with the top side. And I'm out. Where does he go? He tries to go gang middle lane. Middle lane sees it. Rotates away from it. Lives it. He ain't got nothing to do. Man's waiting for a crab.
First blood.
Spot here. I see this play. I force the power in the top lane. Beat that ass. He crosses here. He's on my camps. I tell them I need vision. They're not warding. They're not grouping. They're not warding. They're not grouping. Finally, they walk over after he's already taken 2 things away from me. And he gets crab here. It's okay. It's only double crab in the start. It's not like that shit actively matters to me. Carl is coping. It very much does. Choose to start a different way. Since I know I'm facing a Garen jungle, I know that all I have to do is be able to immediately push waves and shove and roam faster than he can. Continuing to farm his shit. Then keeping his needing to scale Kayle in a position where she can't play freely. Take his camps. Technically, that was not a really great play for me. I should have just taken his jungle and then left.
Take what you will.
Back through the map. 13.3 to 11.5. Still farming faster than him. I am 22 to his 23. Into the map. Into the shit. Now I'm 18 to 23. 18 to 21. He's farming my jungle right now. I'm farming his. And then because I'm waiting. Block the wave. Someone's getting dough. Ooh up, ooh. Somebody's getting dough. Ooh up. Even though that gets me killed, that is a double in favor of my bottom lane. They are now 2-0 in mid, and they are 2-0 in bottom with a 3 kill assist in that position. Walk across that map. I don't care about that crab. I want this neutral. I've already taken the other neutral. I want this one too. Give it to me. It's mine. Oh, what's that? I'm just gonna go ahead and walk over here again. Oh man, that's crazy. Then I'm gonna go ahead and walk in your jungle now, bro. I'm in your jungle, baby. I am in your jungle, baby. I am so gappy in your jungle, baby. Then leave. Go back to my camps. Look to find an opportunity to continue putting this Kayle out of the game. Found it. Putting his scale onto my top laner and winning through top. Push him out of his jungle because I'm stronger than him. Continue farming. Block him out so he can't get to my camps. Get on top of that ass. Force him to use his summoners. Run his ass down. Back to his shit. Oh, boy, what's that? Oh, you came into my face? Oh, that's crazy, bro. That's crazy. Let's go ahead and secure them deaths. And then I'm gonna leave. And then I'm gonna go do this objective. I'm gonna heal myself. We're gonna do this objective for free. And I'm gonna leave. And I'm gonna just go farm. And I'm looking for your camps. Getting fighting. Gonna shove the mid lane. And I'm gonna go find my camps again. And let's come over here. He was on Rift Herald. Doesn't matter. I'm very much ahead of him. Not gonna be able to do anything with it. Killing your top lane again. Finding your back line. Letting my team wipe that up should they want it. Ooh woo. In your shit. 27.8k versus 35.4 on a relevant gold delta. 3 to 13. Man's cooked! Was anything I did difficult? Was anything I did hard? Maybe hard to track because I'm playing at 4 times speed, but not hard. 413, 403, 301 versus a 131, 220, 030, 040, 011. CS totals not looking too good for the enemy team. Maybe they bring it back in the middle of the game. Let's find out.
Rampage.
Back into the jungle. Back into my shit. Since there's nothing else left up on the quadrant for me to pass over to, take this opportunity to buy. Buy what I need. Into my jungle. Onto my camps. Onto my camps again. Onto my camps again. And then right on the Baron. Thought I was joking about that 2-item core? You thought I was joking about that 2-item core? I got 4 ghouls and a maiden, baby. I've got 4 ghouls and a maiden. Give me my shit. Ooh, what's that? A wave? Baby, don't mind if I do. Leave that to push. He's gonna throw that out. That's probably not gonna slam the tower, and even if it did, it doesn't do anything. Getting my camps up, even though I'm pretty sure the Garen didn't mean anything harmful by it. Just want to make sure it gets done. Back down. On the shit. Send that maiden to go shove. He jumps into the pit. He gets murdered. Looking for this vision. Looking for them camps. Still looking for them vision and them camps. Let my ghouls do their job. Keep those waves shoving. Keep that pressure up. Give them nowhere to go. They're fighting in their base. I'm taking their stuff. My top laner resumes to doing his push. Still farming. Still farming. Not even looking at it anymore. Just leaving them to fucking burn it and go. Still farming. Still farming. Now I'm looking for being able to track him. How can I track him? Find his camps. Find him on his camps. Found him on his camps. Beat his ass. Unfortunately, getting my shit pushed in by the Kale, who's been spending a lot of time power farming, and I didn't have any MR. I start buying my MR because I'm gonna start using some good strategy on his bro. Cycling through again, finding my ghouls again. Because I sent the maiden to go get killed, it's now doing its job here. Find him on his camps, or rather find him in the lane. He tries to run away from me. His team member comes to try and save him, murder him for his troubles. Back on to what I was gonna do. Second Baron. Cycling my camps again. No downtime. Catch his ass on the return as he tried to run through the tower. Man's still cooked. Not looking very strong to me, bro. Doing his camps again. Setting up the way for a shove again. And with this Baron push, go ahead and take this inhib from you and let you try and run at me. And then go ahead and just put it on the tower and make you suffer, and then I'm gonna double wall you, and I'm gonna out-kite you, and oh man, your base is gone. I wonder how that happened. Not even gonna stay there. I'm gonna keep going back to the farming. Because technically I'm not full build yet. I wanna be full build. Back, buy my item. I'm 5 item core, building on the 6th item. But it's time to go in the game. Technically, I don't have to end it, because they rage quit. But Carl, you're still gap players who are bad. That's not fair. How can you be able to say that you're trying to teach people to win when you're just smurfing on your skill and your intelligence? Okay, let's go to the ranked games. Every single bit of what I'm layering and every single bit of what I'm presenting is fundamentals. Core, focused fundamentals. Not a single thing that I'm saying, not a single thing that I'm doing, not a single thing that I'm presenting is hard to get. It is all easy. It is easy, easy, easy. Let's do a little pregame before we even go into this one, shall we? Let's look at the matchup. Jungle Yorick versus Jungle Lilia. 888, 8415, 9610, 479, 4918, with a gold delta average between the highest players of 17, well, technically it's medium mode, 17, 17, 17, 13, 10 to 13, 14, 14, 14, 11. So, median in mode of the game more or less is the enemy is at a general deficit in gold compared to us, as obvious would be through 75k to 68k. But how, if this is true, despite the presentation of the last matches, how am I not stomping them out? What is it that's different? What did I change? What's new about what I particularly put here in this match? What did I do to perform differently that instead the Neela was the one getting the gold? I don't know. I guess we're gonna find out, won't we? On this, we can have a look at some of the bans that I tend to do. I banned out things that I do not feel like playing against, that I do not want to fucking see. Realistically, I'm probably going to start banning certain champions. I can only suggest, If there is a person who chooses Irelia in your game, be prepared to never gank her lane. That laner is dead to you until you are strong enough to fight her by yourself. Let's go to the match. Starting up the match. Immediately to the view. What's the first thing I do? Ping, 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 ping. I need vision. Buying my items quickly and immediately. We got a mid laner AFK. I'm telling them again, I need vision. Running to get the first meat. I get my ward.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
So I know that they entered in from the bottom side, which means I know that they're tracking from the bottom side. My laner is not defending, which means I have to go the hard way around. Top laner sitting there fucking griefing. I'm now getting walked at by 4 people because the top laner sat there not playing the game. I have to flash out. He gets first blood. It's a trade state. Because I started E, I now have the ability to go do something that I'm not very fond of. Because I have to start it like this. This is not what I would want to have in this position. But it's okay. I'm not getting invaded like I was before in my other position. Use my potion to try and heal myself so I can get this done. Path all the way across over because I don't have enough ghouls to be able to do that camp because I did not have Q. Have to use my smite here to get stuff off this. Pull out 3. And clear. Does this mean I'm going to be slower on the map? Yes, it does. But it's fine. Just bang it out. Because as I'm crossing here, she had to cross too. Leave them to go do their job. Got one little shove. Smite that away from her.
They reach for you.
Reach around. Immediately run to the top quadrant. You get the other crab. Into my shit. Even though I had to use my summoners to live because my team was not playing the fucking game, I still managed to outplay her in the situation. 29 to 32. She buys her early game item. She looks for a gank in the top quadrant. I'm power farming. Crossed over the vision. Wondering where my team member is, despite the fact that he's supposed to be playing the game. He gets killed because he doesn't think. Holding the lane, holding the lane, holding the lane. Taking down the vision. Since he's returned, we now have the focus to take care of this. Keep myself alive. When dealing with doing void grubs against a contesting enemy jungler who does not have support, use your ghouls to fight it. You don't gotta do direct damage. Let the ghouls do the damage. Preserve your life pool for when they try to trade onto you. Take that crab. Reapply that top vision to make sure they stay safe. And now I just collect my jungle. Walk across the camp. Put down ghouls to do one. Walk back. Collect the benefits from the other. Finish the red. Walk it down. We're in power time. I haven't backed yet for my item, which technically is bad. She has. I'm still out clearing her! Waiting. Sneak attacking. Clear my jungle. Stay ahead of her. Up by 2. Item to item finish. She no longer has sums. I no longer have sums. Somehow we successfully pull that crab. Because Neela doesn't want to play the game. Can't fight that dragon, but it's fine. Use this opportunity. Secure the double grubs. Unbuild gates. Removing and countering vision. Resetting the wave so that the top laner is fucked over. Enable my top lane to do his job.
Shut down.
Farming, farming, farming.
Blue team's turret
Even with this lead and this deficit, it's still a little bit even. They're playing a little bit more conservatively. It's not as much as a stomp, but we're still 4K above. Throw my ghouls over the wall to try and fuck her up. Calling out Yon for his refusal to use his R despite being in the situation. We did not successfully pull somebody off that, I don't believe. But still successfully found her on her camps. So she's not really able to make plays for things like Dragon by herself, let alone Baron by herself. I have camps up to farm, but it's all good. It's all good. In terms of gold, I am actually even to her because I did not power farm as much as I should. I should power farm more. And the reason why I ping the Yon there is because he is several thousand gold up his opponent. Why is he able to free open on me like that? Because he's not playing the game. He's not fucking focusing the wave or his objective focus. He is a diving assassin. The diving assassin has ultimate. The diving assassin should use his ultimate to make sure we kill. Because there's nothing for them here in this bottom lane. His wave's getting shoved. His tower's getting shoved. Why is he still down there? Realistically, the answer is because the waves have rotated. So he can be able to solo that Jinx, which I think he eventually does do. But the problem is that there's literally nothing here to really keep them there. He should be waiting until she comes further out from her tower line when there's more vision to cover. Because we've got plenty of vision to start, like to see where she is. But we can get more off of them. We could be killing their mid laner. We could be killing their support. We could be killing their jungler. Because he is Yon with a lead. Why are we not fucking him? Don't make sense. Getting walked at despite the fact that we have free move. They finally punished for the first time correctly. I call for vision. Zoning through the map. Go in from the back to make sure that he stays safe and secure. They do the other objective on the other quadrant of the map. I scout through looking for wards to take down. Back to my camps. Still absorbing money, still absorbing gold. They unfortunately get his shutdown because he's playing stupidly. He should be playing to shove and roam into the tower to try and keep their focus while trading while trying to do his best to get 700 gold off of it. It would give him a significant lead and bonus. He doesn't do it, so it's okay. I'm gonna go ahead and drop these ghouls off at the pool and I'm gonna let him do it. Show up to the fight. Run it out. Force their attention. Run to the other side of the map. The Yon is on my fucking camps for some reason. Finally uses his ultimate correctly. I do my red to make sure I can get some healing. And I'm going to go ahead and take this camp. And I'm going to go ahead and run away from the rest of y'all. And I'm going to go ahead and drop this over here. I'm going to bring myself over here. Doing everything I can to make sure that he's not able to run. I'm calling for them saying, hey guys! Hey guys! Hey guys! Free money! Get myself the top lane turret. And then, despite not wanting to get the play that I wanted to have, which is that I wanted the Baron, simply take the win. It is what it is. Keep farming. 44.2 to 48.8. 19 to 20. Close game. Move the vision from the Baron. Do the Baron. My top laner recognizes that I'm doing it. Walks over to give his help. I get a teleport from my mid laner. We get 1,500 gold. He gets executed by a minion, but it's all good. Shoving, shoving, shoving. Recast my ghouls to make sure that I have ghouls with me as I'm walking to continue farming the jungle. Cycle through to make sure that we can find out where the jungler was so that they're not sneak attacking from the back, so we are not getting killed on a flank angle. The Yon is once again on my fucking camps instead of taking the free wave shove that he could be doing. Every time he does that and I have treats up to get money, that's effectively costing me money. I want to be Bill Gates. I do not want to share my currency at Bill Gates because I have to make sure I can carry. Walking through on vision. Enemy team trying to do everything they can to kill me. They succeed because instead of going for what they should be going for, if you look at this lane state here, I am here doing this because we have a bottom lane shoving and we have a top lane shoving. The fact that I have two split pushers means that we should be fighting with picks. But where is my support? Middle of the lane. Why? Because you fight with... No, he's not. He's not doing anything. He is the support. He should be over here with me, initiating on this APC, so that these two can walk into this fight. Because unfortunately, despite having nothing to really buy here, other than the fact that he just randomly, decided now he would go back and spend this 2.4k, despite seeing that this is happening, despite there being nothing keeping them from going to the side wave here, because hey, they're all grouped here. So if they're attacking me here, that means we can push here, and that man can be able to use his spells to get on top of their objectives, and then find them and fight them at the tower line, because he's playing Yon with a lead. He should be able to use all that 13.6k gold to make sure that the enemy can't win. Instead, he's backing, because he's not paying attention. He's flowcharting. Top lane, he's on his way down from the base, and the Naila, she doesn't see anything other than the wave, and because this player's flowcharting too, he's not doing what he needs to do either. So, this leads to me dying, which I should have thought that they would not be retarded, but you see, people do not play seriously in ranked, so this death is on me. The thing that's really shit about that too is that if he had not walked next to me, I would have been able to survive because he would have gotten hit by the rocket. But because he got hit by the rocket, I died at the AoE. Then they fight in mid. They die in mid. Yon is what Yon does. But he should be able to hold himself here and turn this. He ends up picking off one. And now with this pressure, I start shoving. Enemy goes to receive. I then return up here. Do the same thing again. And then into the Baron play. Enemy's fucking around in middle lane. Snipe another Baron. Walk through. Don't mind me. I'm just gonna go ahead and shove all this down and then walk immediately to the bottom side. And continue shoving again. Getting pushed out slightly by the support, but that's okay. You guys left the lane exposed. I'm just gonna go ahead and just shove into your base if you don't mind. I don't need that objective. I just need to stop you from doing it. And then I'm gonna go over here, and then I'm gonna have my maiden do my job, and then I'm gonna let my maiden do my kids do my kill. I'm gonna drop the kids off the pool. I'm gonna flash away from your engage. I'm gonna keep making you waste your time. She will kill me here, but she gets picked off by Nyla. Nyla cooks the jungler and the top laner. Yon cooks him. The support and the top laner come to pick him off. Some reason he flashed into them, and now we end the game. 6.68.2 to 76,000. 33 to 34. Every single concept that goes into League of Legends starts and begins. Ooh, woo, thank you, Hectochrome. Starts and begins with fundamentals. I'm not doing fancy plays. I'm not playing fancy champions. I'm just gapping motherfuckers by knowing where I need to be. I could do my job so they can do their job. Does that mean they're always going to do their job? No, it does not. Sometimes it means there's going to be somebody who's annoying as fuck who's going to actively grief the game because they don't care. Sometimes it means that something that shouldn't happen happens because they don't listen to you when you told them that you need to do something and they decided they were going to ignore you. no matter what you do, the first and foremost important goal is do the play that is nearest to you. Let's write it down. Let's put it in a notepad. Make it official. Number 1, do the play in front of you. You only ever need to do the play that is in front of you. Why do you need to do the play that's in front of you? You do the play that is in front of you because you do not have a guarantee that you're going to be able to get another play off. Plan ahead and think before you act. If the play that's being called for by the jungler, by you, the jungler, is that you want to do the Herald, or you want to do a major objective, you need to make sure that these players do the play that is in front of them. And when you have an opportunity to do these plays, you need to make sure to do the play that is in front of you. If the play doesn't look like it works, probably don't do it. But if it works, because you know that they have something or don't have something that you can play off of, that is the only thing that matters. Period. 2. Farm. 2. Farm. 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 Kills do not win games. Objectives and neutrals do. When we say objective, often what people do not get and understand is that anything is an objective. If my objective is to invade you, your blue is an objective. If my objective is to play away from you and farm my jungle, my camps are an objective. Do the objective. What's the objective? I'm not strong enough to fight. Okay, what do you need to do to get stronger? I need gold. What do you think you need to do then? Kill the enemy? No. Bad. Farm. Farm, 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 farm. Farm and then farm some more. You call for a play and somebody doesn't want to move for it? Okay, no problem. Turn off the chat. Farm. The next time you ping, they're going to either move or you're going to continue doing what? Farming. We planting corn, boy. We planting corn. And then, of course, lastly, do not flowchart. This is an extension of one. But do not sit in the middle of the map coin flipping. Because you are bored. You cannot coin flip. Like coin flipping. Don't be dumb. You know what coin flipping is. But I'm curious, Carl. I just strawmanning your argument. I need to know what coin flipping is. What does it sound like? Take any object that you can be able to use as a case. This is head, this is tails. This, for 50 fucking billion years in a row. This, for 50 fucking billion years in a row, is coin flipping. Want a better case example of coin flipping? I have an even greater case example of coin flipping. From the saluted boy, goated himself, first of his name, LBC of his carry, Nemesis, to demonstrate to you what it sounds like when you are in physical mental anguish because people will not listen to your plays. Let's listen. Let's watch. That's small. Let's watch.
How am I losing this? How am I playing alone every fucking game, I have 4 disgusting fucking master players. How? And they don't listen to the only player who's good. Like, how? Man, how? How are they staying mid lane for 30 minutes? For 30 minutes they're staying mid lane when top inhib is up, top turret is up, and fucking pit inhib is down. How are you not going down? How? How? How are you a human being with a fucking functional brain? How many times do I have to fucking tell you go stop? I told you at least 50 times, and you still don't understand. And then you're there once, you push away, and then you go it again, like a fucking subhuman.
That is what I experience. That is why I say what I say. That is why I ping like that. That is why I have a ChatGPT generate script of words to say to players when they decide they know more than I do, and I tell them, I don't fucking care, go do what I told you to do. That is why. That is why. Ooh. That is why I say what I say. That is why I'm giving the advice that I'm giving in this introductory course to the jungle. That is why I am telling you these 3 core tenets that I use for my pervasive form of guidance. If you ask me, if you sign up for, if you request a coaching session, I am going to make you recite this until it fucking sticks into your head. I'm tired. I'm an old man. I actually have a child. I'm a grown adult. I don't just play games for fun. I also play for money. Professional is the word we're looking for here. It ain't about the money, though. I want you to get better. You know how you get better? Discipline. These right here, discipline. Because you can do it by yourself. If you take nothing more than the introductory video, because there will be more in the line, if you take nothing more than this introductory free video, and you do not climb 2 divisions, 3 divisions, and you ask me for the introductory coach rate, and I give you anywhere between 1 to 3 hours of my time, and I look at your VODs, and your VODs don't look like the VODs that I just fucking played for you, both for quick play and for ranked. And then when I'm giving you advice and I'm asking you questions, you start giving me attitude. I'm going to either refund your money, or I'm going to buy my child dinner and or lunch, and I'm going to start roasting you. And the reason why your shit is going foul and wrong. Not because I'm evil and bitter and I hate money, but because you gotta want it. You have to want it. League of Legends is a very annoying game. Very toxic game. Has been for years. Always will be. Because the kind of people that decide that they don't have to take accountability for their actions are more common than those that are going to try to learn how to play the game on a fundamental level. It is easier to point your finger at the jungler, should you be learning jungle, or learning to cover and fill for jungle, than it is to learn how to better play at their roles. It's not an easy role. Everybody can do it. Because not everybody has the ability to stand the consequences of other people's actions affecting them. There's no reason why 4 people should be able to invade my top quadrant or bottom quadrant if the laners are literally paying attention to the map, because there's nothing more important than following your fucking laner. More on that in another session. But no, there's no world where, with this advice in hand, you cannot be able to climb in your divisions. Period. Because as was demonstrated, I showed you not only that you can farm and fight and flank and split push and flee and dominate from the jungle, but you can do it all at the same motherfucking time. So, if you come to me on the course load and you tell me, Carl, I can't do anything. This champion is busted. This champion is weak. I can't ever get a lead. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm gonna tell you to your face, tap! Because you're lying to me. Because I know you can do it. Everybody can do it. There was a time where I couldn't do it. So if I can do it, you can do it. That's all there is to it. Believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. And if you can't believe in yourself, believe in the me that believes in you, that you can put your dick in these people's butts and stir them like a pot of honey mustard. Diarrhea. Shitting on them. That will do it for the introductory course. Before I stop streaming to then set up for my next stream, I'll throw it to the chat. Comments, questions, concerns. 15 minutes. See if we can pound this out. Hello to everybody who's seeing this VOD on the back end. You will be seeing this live on the channel in about an hour to 30 minutes. If there are no questions, then I will go off immediately. But I will give you guys at least 5 minutes to ask. And then the next one will have minutes from the next one to answer. The legs feel like jelly. But Carl, what if I am so bad? What if I am so mid at jungle that I'm told to uninstall? Turn the chat off. There is a button on the side of the screen. 1 second. There is a button on the side of the screen when you load into a match, when you're dealing with anyone, anywhere, at any time, where you have the ability to turn the chat off. It does not matter who it is, or what it is, or what it's about, what the argument is. There will be people, always in life, as there always will be, in a constant. My paperwork out of the way. Fucking bronchitis. As well as an edema of an untested test. There is a button on the side of the screen that you can mute the comms, no matter what. And you can also mute yourself, which will automatically mute the comms of every other person. And it will tell them that you are not listening to them. And you will play your game consistently.
Welcome to
Because you do not need to communicate with these players in order to understand these concepts. So if they are flaming you, and they are spamming words at you, that's fine. You know that they no longer deserve to have ganks. That's the other thing it does. Now, I'm different. I'm a talking motherfuckers. I will say what I'm thinking, but you should not. What you should do is that if they do that to you, mute them, report them, and do not gank for them. Every person in every new lobby, they get 1 to 2 chances. If you ask them to do something and they give you attitude and lip, such as, hey, don't coin flip the game and do your best, and they tell you, LOL, bloody muted, report that player, ignore their lane. They're never going to carry. They do not have the capacity to do so. Because if a player is actively looking for a way to try and verbalize and vocalize their toxicity, despite being asked to play the game like a human fucking being, they do not have the ability to perform. That is my position, that is my official opinion on it. Because all 3 of these things does not require you to give a response to, hey guys, can we not throw the match? Because if they're playing to win, they shouldn't be trying to throw the match to begin with. If the person is having a bad game, try to remember that it is not your job to bail them out of their bad lane states. One of the biggest misconceptions, because one of the biggest problems, is actually, I know you were joking, but the logic of the follow-through is actually very useful for the point of consideration fatal. If the player is telling you to uninstall because they're struggling in the middle of the game, let's go back to the one that happened to show us the mid laner getting crushed in the lane by Sion mid. This one, no. Trash. This one? No. It's the other one for it. No, that's not it either. That's not it either, because I can't remember. Here we go. If in the game where you're mid laner at the particular time in which they are losing the match, are getting crushed in the lane because they're getting outplayed, because they either can't defend their tower, can't defend themselves, or don't know how to do anything, and despite the fact that the laner that they're facing has a score line that looks like 2-17-4, they're still even in gold to them, up until they finally start snowballing because you've been helping them the entire time get a lead and keep a lead. You must remember it is not your job to bail them out of their bad gameplay. It is not your job. It's not your job to bail them out of the game because they did not learn how to fundamentally play the game of their roles. It is not your job to teach them how to play the champions. It is not your job to hold their hand. They're going to demand that you hold their hand, and your job is to tell them no. And the reason why you have to tell them no is that they're not going to learn their lesson until they understand that they need to either play to win or you will abandon them to their fate and you're just going to go next. Because realistically, assuming you were to start this today, you had no experience with League of Legends. You just took everything I just said here in the introductory course and then you did some further research. You go to another person for a second opinion, third opinion, fourth opinion. Me personally, I'll suggest, again, shout-outs to the Halsey Down Under, to Ninetales. You go to Phalaris, you go to Pokerick, Camp Psycho, top lane Yoricks, mid lane Yoricks, jungle Yoricks, and you double check what I'm saying. There's going to be some difference of opinions based on their viewpoints, but the general advice they're going to take away from this that I'm saying, everything that I'm saying, 100%, not hard. Not hard, not hard, not hard. Not hard, not hard, not hard at all. Not really that big of a deal. Not really that big of a surprise. Nothing that works in a capacity that makes you believe that you can't have the ability to survive and win. With or without the generalized known difficulties that come with fighting against particular players that want to be a nuisance. It does not matter. It does not matter. Because they will try to piss you off and annoy you, and you just have to accept that that's going to happen. Team-based game, but there are people who don't want to be a part of a team. They want to be carried. They want to be the main character! Raise your hand if you know that it feels good to be a person who's successfully winning because you're doing everything you can. I know I feel good. I know it feels good when I dig somebody down. Again, honey mustard, stir, shitting on them. But it does not feel good when you're losing a match because a player will not communicate and will not cooperate with your team. On some of these VODs for the Weakside Williams that are going to be coming up because I've been doing a lot of batch content, recording shit. On a lot of these VODs, and on some of the VODs back on SBC Core Live on the second channel, where a copy of this will be going alongside it. There is a lot of times where you will be hearing me saying, get the fuck off my camps. Or you'll be hearing me challenge these people who are then going to try to go into the server and try to talk shit to me. Or try to leave words to be said, and they're not going to actually say what they want to say directly to my face. There's going to be plenty of times where that happens. And the fact of the matter is that League of Legends is a toxic game because there are people who have individual viewpoints of how they feel they should how they should prioritize and minorize and monopolize how they choose to play the game. And even with disagreements being at an all-time high, I am not a person who believes that a lot of them are justified or warranted. Even though some people would claim that my reactions would be the reactions of the person who's, quote, part of the problem, I understand that there's a limit and that there is a line. And the problem with the main character syndrome accusations is that the fact of the matter is, you're playing a team-based game that requires people on a team. If you know that you're able to carry that game because you're performing better than anyone else, whatever else they have to say to you doesn't really fucking matter. Because the argument can be changed very quickly. You could be accusing somebody else of being main character syndrome. But what does that actually do? Your goal is to win the game, no? Shouldn't your focus, instead of being on, oh my god, he thinks he's so special, instead be on, yeah, let's go ahead and just kill these guys so we can move to the next match? I think that would be important. Don't you? Perspective. It's all a matter of perspective. And in understanding the perspective, you will grant yourself the opportunity to better learn how to compete, compare, and dominate. Because it is a game. Games are to be had fun. If what you want to do, where's the other one? Put it on the bed. I'm done. If what you want to do is to, quote, have fun and learn how to outplay those players that you are outplaying against, you have to remember that at the end of the day, those players that you're outplaying, they could be smarter than you. They could be worse than you. You won't know until you are in the driver's seat. So you gotta learn how to shut up and drive. That's the core of the advice that I can give at this current time. Because ranked anxiety is not real. I can tell you that much for certain. Ranked anxiety is not real. If you are afraid to play a match of League of Legends, it's not because you're having ranked anxiety. You don't like the people that you might be playing with. And the best thing for you to do in that capacity is just say, okay, I know I'm going to get absolute dogshit people, but I'm not going to let these people affect my mental. I'm not going to let them exist longer in my mind than is necessary for the purposes of this match. And when that match is over, I'm going to say what my piece, I'm going to send the reports that I need against the players that I believe deserve to have punishment, and I'm going to move on with my life. Because these motherfuckers actively will stay in that toxicity. They thrive on it. You should not. By all means, pump your ego. Get your buzz up. Get your in. And remind them that you, again, pooped on them when you poop on them. But if your enemy, should they come and ask you, how the fuck did you dumpster on me? Do not shit on that enemy. In fact, rule 4. Be a better opponent, even in victory or defeat. Teach, not preach. When you deal, got the hiccups now. When you deal with players that are going to completely think that you're either bug abusing and or win trading and or unfairly smurfing and or just abusing worse people, give them the same information that you gave. And you're going to notice something very interesting that happen. Either they're going to realize it's repeatable and exploitable, and the reason why they're losing isn't because of some magic system of they happen to get the one player that was going to run it down. No. You practiced. And they can practice too. Maybe they will come around and realize so now things are easier. Or they will cope and seethe and make up excuses, and they won't. And if they learn, they learn. If they don't, they don't. You can't lead the horse to water and make it drink, and you certainly cannot be able to get fucking oil from a coin. Let alone blood from a stone. So, be the stone that the builder refused. Don't be the architect who has to sell people the idea and plan of slap, I can fit so much CS inside this champion. Take the fundamentals, go into the practice tool, lock in Yorick, get busy. Which actually reminds me, I neglected to actually go over the rune system. I will do that now. For the people who are wondering, well, you showed us one variation, but what about the other variations, Carl? There are a few variations that actually exist for the purposes of being able to fight when it comes to Yorick. For the ones that matter in the jungle, I will show you 3 of them. The first one is the phase rush setup. This page, these runes, every time, don't change them. Second one. Hail of Blades. Cheap shot if they ever fix the bug, otherwise taste the blood. Sudden impact doesn't matter, because unfortunately, Yorick doesn't have leap, dash, blink, teleport, or leave stealth that often, in a way that it can be consistently useful. In my opinion. For the purposes of this page, I will take Cheap Shot. Between taking down wards, Zombie Ward, Ghost Poro, Eyeball Collection. You're going to be killing people, Eyeball Collection. They removed more changes in this tree because they had to take away how broken Ingenious Hunter was, Treasure Hunter, Ultimate Hunter, Relentless Hunter. You're using a champion that's going to have a lot of focus being put into what they want to do. So Ultimate Hunter is a choice should you want to be able to take it. Then, from there, same alternative page. In my opinion. This works consistently. Another one that can work. First Strike. Magical Footwear actually has scale drop off in this season because on the choices of taking magical shoes and getting free money, I'd prefer getting back the 6% on legendary items. Usually feeds back to about 200 to 300 gold. 250 to 200 gold. So when you start scaling, you're not really to be held back by cashback to the point where Magical Footwear is going to really matter. Realistically, you just want cashback. Triple Tonic gives you the ability that if you are clearing with Jungle Yorick, you can be able to use Avarice to get free gold to help shove, and Elixir of Skill to get a free skill point, so you can put more points into your wall quickly, so that you can have a better level wall quickly. Alternatively, Time Warp Tonic just exists to keep you alive, and Biscuit Delivery exists to give you a little bit extra mana, but that doesn't really matter all that much. If you have no idea what to do, Triple Tonic. Cosmic Insight, because we like boots, and we like having our summoner spells up quicker. Approach Velocity, giving us the extra move speed to move towards the target, which can be very important. And on Yorick and Jungle, you do not care about Jack of all trades. To take down towers, Demolish, and Bone Plating for being able to do free trades when you come to gank people. Very simple. The last one, Conqueror. Tried and True. Conqueror is for getting stacks of AP and AD, so you can kill them while you're killing them. Legend Haste, Triumph, Coup de Grace. You could get away with Cut Down if you want to use a different style. You can also get away with Last Stand. All three work, but as the jungler, you want to try and kill people who are at lower HP. Guarantee the 8% more damage against those who have 40% less health, versus you guaranteeing this when you have a max damage increase of 5 to 11 increased damage against champions when you're below 60%. In my opinion, this beats out this, because this requires you to put yourself in a position where you could get instantaneously gibbed. I don't prefer doing that as a jungler. And in those cases, very rarely. Demolish, again. Bone Plating, again. These sub runes. You could make an argument for getting away with Press the Attack to get additional bonus adaptive damage, and amplifying the damage that you do by 8%. This will stack together with the 8% here from Coup de Grace, but I don't think it's worth it if what you're going to do is just simply pump out damage numbers on people and put them down in the fucking ground. Because the extra heal from dealing damage to champions is going to matter a lot should you want to focus on that. Variated split push style. Now, in terms of which one works best, I'm going to vouch for Comet in the form of the Face Rush page. Because if you need to ever play it in lane, boom, there you go. That's all you gotta change. That's all you gotta change. Actually, no, that's a lie. Two things to change. If you're going from jungle to lane, you change from Phase Rush to Comet. You pick up Mana Flow Band, If you don't care about having Nimbus Cloak because you don't believe you need to have the extra 525 move speed based on some of their cooldown, you can be able to take up extra mana. Transcend stays the same. Scorch stays the same. That's all you gotta change. I suggest in the jungle the Phase Rush setup, because what Phase Rush does in combination with all the other things in your kit is it's going to give you a burst of movement speed to kite out or to get on top of people as you're chasing them down. Yorick is all about the chase down. He's all about putting yourself on top of somebody and making sure they have no room to breathe. Smother them. Become a necromancer. Tell your wife to go get the kids in the car and rise up! Anyways. That is what I have for you this stream. Is there any other comments, questions, or concerns before I leave? Speak now, or forever hold your hoodie. Going once, going twice, going thrice, getting some rice, getting griced, little mice, your kid got head lice. I'm assuming that's a no, unless somebody is going to comically say something at the end. With all that being said, that concludes the first section of Introduction to Yorick Jungling. I am Carl. Comments, questions, concerns for those who see this on the original video as well as the VOD in the future. Again, please hit me up inside of my server, the links for which can be found in the description bar on this video as well as on Twitch in the panels below. I reset this because I changed my support page thing. Support page, support page, support page. Support page, support page, support page, support page, support page. It's somewhere in here. Unless it is not. Unless. No, here it is. Is it the correct one? Yes, it is. For anybody else who wants to have the ability to support, please consider supporting the stream directly by donating to Twitch, Ko-fi, Subscribestar, or directly on YouTube.com/SinglePlayerCarl. Because you should consider becoming a United in Negro Carl founder. Because at the UNCF, a Carl is a terrible thing to waste. And I certainly don't want you wasting your brain cells or your time playing League of Legends, but if you have to, make sure to have me as your coach so you can learn what the fuck to do. There will be another Masterclass video going out at some point next month, where I will then break down further concepts about how I choose to play Yorick Jungle, and about how you can apply this to all your jungle champions to improve your clear, your choice making, and your sequencing. I am Carl. This is my bedroom. That is my chat. That is my chat. And I will be going offline now.